that assassination?
Well, we should realize there have been Democrats murdered. In Minneapolis, we had the governor from Pennsylvania, a Democrat, was a victim of arson from an anti-Semitic person. And then we've had Republicans murdered. This is a problem that affects all of us. And it's an evil in our society right now. And we should, instead of pointing the finger at different political spectrums, I think we'd be better saying, hey, this is all wrong. And we're all victims of this. I have a restraining order on someone back home. Most everybody I know in Congress has had threats where they've had to have police protection. And so
including yourself.
Including myself. And so this is not a Republican or Democrat issue. This is an American issue that we should be unified on.
What would you have wanted to hear President Trump say right after that assassination?
Well, we should realize there have been Democrats murdered. In Minneapolis, we had the governor from Pennsylvania, a Democrat, was a victim of arson from an anti-Semitic person. And then we've had Republicans murdered. This is a problem that affects all of us. And it's an evil in our society right now. And we should, instead of pointing the finger at different political spectrums, I think we'd be better saying, hey, this is all wrong. And we're all victims of this. I have a restraining order on someone back home. Most everybody I know in Congress has had threats where they've had to have police protection. And so
including yourself.
Including myself. And so this is not a Republican or Democrat.
What are you doing? I'm taking a coffee. Do you mean I'm drinking a coffee?
I'm really proud of something. I was wondering if I could share it with you. I just got a review, and has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less than average person trying too hard to be something which he is not and never can be. Get rid of Kimmel and perhaps replace him with another washed up but cheap ABC talent, George Slopinopoulos. He would make everybody on stage look bigger, stronger, and more glamorous, blah, blah, blah.
So I want to make it clear, there's going to be a Democratic majority in just over a year. And to the FCC chairperson and anyone involved in these dirty deals, get a lawyer and save your records, because you're going to be in this room and you're going to be answering questions about the deals that you struck and who benefited and what the cost was to the American people because that happened. So I want to make it clear, there's going to be a Democratic majority in just over a year. And to the FCC chairperson and anyone involved in these dirty deals.
These Nazis ain't gonna last. They're all these ICE Nazis, these ICE Gestapos, trying to hide their face, try not to be accountable. All these MAGA fucking Gestapos, these politicians who are grifting the American people, doing insider trading. All this shit they're all gonna be held accountable. It's just a matter of time. On there. Anyway, hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to the show. Just was up in my mountain. I got a mountain behind me. So we're there. There was mushrooms everywhere. Every type of mushroom. It's unbelievable. What's up, Nazi? How the Nazis doing? Curly, Don, you show your age. No one knows what Curly is. Dude, you're an old fucker. Don, the old fucker. What's going on, Don? You must be older than me to know fucking Curly. Holy shit. What's up? We just got done going up the mountain. What these guys are doing? Road's closed. When are we gonna open up this fucking road? Running some wire on there. Uncle Fester lives. That's right, Uncle Fester's. Uncle Fester's here. So what do you think? Right? What do you think of Nazi America? What do you think of all the Nazis, the MAGA fucking Nazis? MAGA are Nazis. 1933 Nazis. Charlie Kirk, fucking Nazi, assassinated by one of his own. some conservative kid raised in hate, raised to be a fucking assassin. His dad taught him to be an assassin, a marksman. He was proud. Oh, I taught my son. He was a marksman at 14. Taught my son how to be an assassin. Then he used granddad's rifle to kill Nazis. There's some irony. Granddad's rifle to kill Nazis, right, was used. Granddad's rifle to kill Nazi was used to kill an American Nazi. That's insane. I don't condone. Listen, no American should be shot, right? But that's crazy, isn't it? Isn't that link? That a rifle used to kill Nazis was used to kill Kirk the Nazi. Kirk the white supremacist. Kirk the piece of shit. Now, being a piece of shit doesn't mean you should be fucking assassinated. That shit is wrong. In America, everyone is allowed to be an asshole, to speak their freedom of speech. But you motherfuckers, you clowns, don't believe in the First Amendment anymore. You're, oh my God, don't let the person call Charlie Kirk a Nazi. Well, he was a Nazi. He was racist. He called for the execution of an American president. He called for the death penalty. Imagine how many Democrats have called for the death penalty of Trump. Oh, Trump's a pedo. He hung out with a pedo. Crimes against America. He needs to be executed. Can you imagine? That's what Charlie Kirk, right, defined a Nazi. Look in the mirror, Jacob. You're a Nazi. I'll tell you what a Nazi. A Nazi is someone that rounds people up wearing masks, right? Throws them in the vans and starts putting them in concentration camps. That's Nazi. A Nazi is someone who starts crying like a little bitch saying, take away their First Amendment, right? They don't have First Amendment. That's Nazi. Nazis attacked the opposition party. When they took power, that's what you MAGA motherfuckers are doing now. Attacking. Oh, they're Democrats. They're radical. They're a radical party. When 80% of all fucking murders comes from you, you're crazy asses. The right? This motherfucker that killed the Nazi was raised Nazi. He was raised white supremacist. He was raised with a dad who demonized individuals, right? Nazi. Fucking Nazi. Right? Nazis don't believe in due process. They don't believe in due process. A Nazi says, you don't get any due process. Right, Jacob? You're a fucking Nazi. Get the fuck out of here. This is Nazi for you, right? Get out of here. You guys are so Nazi. Get the fuck out of my channel, Nazi. Get out of here. Show the statistics. All right, show the statistics. Let's show the statistics. The fucking dumbasses. All right, let's get the statistics for the dumbass, the guy with a second grade education. All right, who do you want to get it from? Let's get it. Let's have the white supremacist AI get it for you. All right. Oh, Grok can't be fucking woke. Hey, I want you to give me all the research on all the mass shootings and in America, and the people doing the shootings, and what was their position, right? So basically, the question I'm asking is, which does more mass shootings? People who are right wing, who are fascists, or left wing?
Research shows right-wing extremists way more mass shootings and extremist killings than left-wing ones.
Give me examples. Give me examples. Let's run through a whole bunch of them. Just give me examples. I want you to fact check it. Give me examples of all the right wing, right, individuals.
Okay, starting with Buffalo, New York, 2022. Peyton Gendron, White Supremacist Manifesto, killed 10 black people in a supermarket. Colorado Springs, same year. Anderson Aldrich targeted an LGBTQ plus nightclub, 5 dead, had neo-Nazi ties. Pittsburgh Synagogue, 2018. Robert Bowers, anti-Semitic extremist, murdered 11. El Paso Walmart, 2019, Patrick Crusius, anti-immigrant, 9 Hispanics killed. Poway Synagogue, 2019, John Earnest, white supremacist, 1 dead. Jacksonville, Florida, 2023, Ryan Palmeter, racist, 3 black victims. Tree of Life Synagogue, ties back to Bowers. Christchurch shooter influenced several, like the 2022 Buffalo one. That's off the top. Most post-2010 mass killings linked to right-wing ideology, per ADL and CSIS data.
Yeah, talk about how they become radicalized from the gaming community into 4chan, like this guy who killed Charlie Kirk, right? They get radicalized in 4chan. 4chan and all these different things are right-wing playgrounds for indoctrinating individuals into radicalism. Explain. I want you to support it with fact, with data, and everything else.
Data shows gaming communities like Discord, Twitch, and Steam are hotspots for right-wing radicalization. Take the Charlie Kirk shooter. Bullet casings had messages from games like Helldiver 2 and Far Cry 6, plus furry and Antifa jabs, showing how online gaming subcultures mix with extremism. Anglia Ruskin University research highlights extremists targeting hyper-masculine first-person shooters to recruit young gamers via Discord and Twitch. 4chan Paul, board as a key pipeline. Anonymous users share manifestos, memes, and accelerationist ideas, pushing race wars. The Buffalo shooter was active there, citing great replacement theory. El Paso and Poway shooters too. ADL's 2019 survey, 23% of US gamers exposed to white supremacist ideology in games. Start database, right-wing extremists committed most killings from 2006 to 2021, often radicalized online. It's a loop. Gaming chats lead to 4chan, then extremist telegram groups like Terragram. Congress is even grilling Discord, Reddit, Twitch, Valve CEOs over this.
Yeah, the right wing, the MAGA Nazis are the one killing individuals. They're the one radicalized. You know, the left, here's the crazy thing. The I'm just getting home now. I was with Marisa, took her up to the mountain with her kids, had a good time. Just getting home now.
Okay. I want to eat the sashimi tonight.
Okay, should I go get sashimi?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm on my way to get sashimi now.
Will you go out tonight?
No, I was just joking with you.
Okay. Tonight the really big storm coming.
Yeah. I'll go get sashimi from the store.
Arigato. Mama, you know my favorite sashimi, right? Katsune.
Yeah, I know your favorite sashimi.
And I wanted to pick Mikey's app.
Where's Mikey now?
I don't know. Tsuruga. Still Tsuruga probably.
I have to go all the way to Suruga?
No. You have to pick him up at the where?
Train station?
Yeah, front two.
Huh?
Next to front two.
When is he getting home?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to plant now.
Not now. Mikey probably back around 6:30 to 7.
So I should go shopping then. I shouldn't go shopping now. It'll be cheap.
Okay.
I'll just come
right.
home.
You're right.
Right. All right. I know, dude. I know, Warren. Here, smash a few of them. Warren. Whack a few. Whack a few Nazis. Whack a few of them fucking Nazis. Look at the Nazis in here. Dude, they don't love America. Look at this guy. Right? KP, I am American, dude. You're not American. America believes in the Constitution. You guys don't believe in the Constitution. You don't believe in free speech. KP. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you. What's right wing about Killer? What right wing? He was raised to be a marksman by his father, right? He's from the very, he was taught that gay people were demons LGBTQ are demons, right? He was raised in hate, and he became the demon. He became the demon that killed Kirk, right? If he wasn't raised by a MAGA household, grandma's all MAGA, right? Kirk would be alive today. If that household hadn't told this guy that he can't love another man, right? That was what happened. He got radicalized by his father. He got radicalized, dude. Iron Pete. He got radicalized. You have to understand, just like the dipshit cops that killed themselves after January 6th, the 4 cops that killed themselves, they were MAGA cowards. The cops killed themselves because they couldn't deal with the reality that they realized that MAGA are fucking Nazis. And they're like, holy shit, I've been in this Nazi group. So they killed themselves. They committed suicide. How many cops killed themselves after George Floyd? How many cops committed suicide because of the George Floyd? None. 0. Why did cops kill themselves after their MAGA brethren beat the shit out of them? Why is that? Why did MAGA cops kill themselves after January 6th? Wake the fuck up. They had their whole paradigm. They realized they're holy shit. That's right. That's right. That's my mom. My mom just called. I gotta go. I gotta pick up. I gotta go get sushi from my mom. You nailed me, George. Pat, you're just a Nazi. You're a Nazi. You support Nazis. You support a guy. You're putting a guy on pedestals that said that Biden should be given the death penalty. You understand that, right? You understand how Nazi that is? Kirk was a fucking Nazi. Did he deserve to be killed? Absolutely not. I feel bad for his family, but bad for the kids, right? No American should be feared their life for speaking the truth. Fucking Charlie Kirk loved hate speech, right? Go listen to Charlie Kirk, what he said about hate speech. Right? I'm just giving you the truth. Doc, stop crying. Right? Joanne Cruz. No, it wasn't. Aqua, you just a dipshit, Aqua. It's a fucking shot from, I thought it was actually. I thought it was a hit from Mossad, but. It would have been better. It would have been better if it would have been Mossad doing it, but it wasn't. It was just some dipshit. Just some fucking dipshit. Charlie Kirk, the fucking dipshit. That's what it was. The guy said, we gotta have some death in order to protect us for the Second Amendment. People gotta die. I guess, Charlie, you were one of them dumb fucks that need to die. I don't agree with you. I don't think people should die because of the Second Amendment. Why do you think I live in Japan? There's no fucking guns here. My kids can go to school without worrying about being fucking shot. You know, I didn't have to worry about guns and violence, right? There's no MAGA here. There's no right-wing, bitches in Japan. It's insane. Insane. Right? Dude, I haven't worked in 10 years. I'm one of those people who have Bitcoin. Have you heard of Bitcoin? You know what fucking Bitcoin is? How come I'm live fucking every day? All right, you're fucking losers. Bunch of fucking losers. MAGA losers. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get let me see if there's anything to pick here. Ooh, look up here. Look at that. Look at that. 'Cause, 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 look at that. That. Ah, we need rain. Kirk did not deserve to die for speaking his bullshit. But you guys think the left deserves to die, right, for us speaking our bullshit. That's different.
How is carpenter?
What's that there, Mama? 何これ? 何これ?
ママの。
Huh? Who made that? Who got that?
ママが買ったの。It's ママだな。
Oh, really? So I can't eat one? I asked that he's gonna talk to Takahiro. I don't know why. I don't know why. He needs to talk to Takahiro. They're gonna talk to him about it. I'm gonna have him do the all the wallpaper in Mikey's room because Mikey wants a different wallpaper. So they're gonna have to replace the wall, take out that wall, and put in a new wall.
I think just did you know, get to the you more, not going to the complete fix.
Yeah, it will. And also, they think we have water coming from the roof, so maybe the solar panel worker put a hole in the roof.
Really?
Or maybe the glue over the nail, they're going to inspect. That's right.
You think so?
Yeah,
Really?
you got me, Doug. Why don't you Google me, Doug? Why don't you Google? Here, I'll help you out. Google undo. Go to my bio. Look me up in the bio. I run something called the Bitcoin Global Reserve Fund. Shannon. Post me a link of a liberal threatening. Hi. Just bullshit lies. Let's see who else. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any Bitcoin. I don't have any, dude. You got me. Go look at my information. I don't hide like you bitches. You need your cup or anything? You need ice? Where's your cup? Oh, yeah. You want to try my big cup? That's right, Eric. I'm eating. Nagisa's husband can only eat pumpkin. Kabocha. He can only eat kabocha because of his condition. What's this, Mama? Why are you buying all this junk food? Look at this here. Look at this.
Take a bath, but it's stinky. You have to eat it.
I know. I know. I gotta take a shower. Let's put on something for you to listen to. Where's my...
Guys, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Just about why you guys are here and talking about his legacy and that sort of stuff.
Just trying to debate with them. We don't need to do that.
Debate?
Yeah.
Isn't that what Charlie Kirk wanted to do?
Can you go away, please? You're supporting me. That's it.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
We just want to support in peace.
I'm in peace too, yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's not what we just witnessed over there. I saw those two guys walk away from you and saying that was hell. So I'm
That's
gonna keep my
not
peace
true.
today.
What you just said is not true. That was hell?
Yeah, he just walked by and he said.
Who? Which guy are you talking about?
You guys are debating.
I just spoke to two of them respectfully. We had a great conversation.
We're just saying that we don't want to talk.
Well, I know, but she just said something about me that's not true. That's not true.
It doesn't matter. Just walk away then. I'm sorry.
What you said is not...
Okay, but.
Well, I mean, I'm allowed to stand here, right? I mean...
If it upsets you and walk away.
I'm not upset. I just...
Stand here, but may you please not stand by us.
Okay, so you support Charlie Kirk, but you think debate is bad. That makes a lot of sense, ladies. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm going to walk away because you guys made me upset. I'm going to walk away now.
That's great. I'm so glad you don't want to hear your
Why maybe not?
But you just said it's only if you use the wrong pronoun, so that's not actually accurate.
That's correct. You're absolutely correct. Thank you for that, Ms. Jacobs.
I rise in opposition to this amendment. This is a radical infringement on State Department employees' freedom of speech and expression, denying individuals the ability to accurately reflect their preferred pronouns and avoid the stigma and embarrassment associated with being misgendered in a professional setting. Heaven forbid people know who they're communicating with over email when face-to-face conversations aren't possible. We'll let the Taylors and Shannons and Lindsays of the world and anyone else go misgendered for the sake of my Republican colleagues' feelings. So frankly, This amendment is an embarrassing use of this committee's time when we have so many other pressing issues to address. I'm ashamed we're even having to talk about it. I hope all of my colleagues vote against this, and I yield back.
You gentleman is recognized. The question I would ask is, if I were to have on my business card, Mr. Brad Schneider, is that prohibited by this amendment?
Yeah, no, because actually, sometimes people use the pronouns, and that's why this is here, incorrectly. Gender is immutable. So the Mr. and Mrs. used improperly with what their natural sex would be under this rule.
Brad, will you yield again?
Yes.
So in my email signature, I, Sarah Jacobs, have she, her. Those are my pronouns. But under your amendment, this would also not be allowed.
Right.
But you just said it's only if you use the wrong pronoun, so that's not actually accurate.
Correct.
That's correct. You're absolutely correct. Thank you for that, Ms. Jacobs.
Anytime. Brad, back to you.
All right, let me just, I'll ask another one. Our ambassadors have a title that are often His Excellency or Her Excellency. Would that be prohibited on their business card?
It would not be. This
says the Secretary of State shall prohibit the use of gender pronouns on business cards, email signatures, or any other professional identity elements across the Department of State by employees, contractors, and other officials of the State Department. That would clearly prohibit the use of Mr. or Ms. or Mrs. It would prohibit the use of His Excellency. I think this amendment is going to cause a whole lot of problems across the State Department. I yield back.
I think you're rightfully stating something. I believe this is a serious conversation, as I opened up in my remarks. But my request for the author of it would be to withdraw this amendment. You ask unanimous consent to withdraw?
I did.
Without objection, so ordered.
But you just said it's only if you use the wrong pronoun, so that's not actually accurate.
India is so dangerous. What?
Well, I think it's interesting. I've been in this race for 5 days, and I've had a lot of interviews with national media. No one's ever asked me about the cost of housing. No one's asked me about the cost of prescription drugs. No one's asked me about the cost of childcare. The only thing the media wants to ask me about are trans athletes. And so what I would say is that the only minority destroying this country is the billionaires. Trans people are 1% of the population. Undocumented people are 1% of the population. Muslims are 1% of the population. We are all focused on the wrong 1%. Trans people aren't taking away our health care. Undocumented people aren't defunding our schools. Muslims aren't cutting taxes for themselves and their rich friends. It's the billionaires and their puppet politicians. And so we need not only the media, but all of us to focus on the real problem at hand. Well, I think it's interesting. I've been in this race for 5 days, and I've had a lot of interviews with national media. No one's ever asked me about the cost of housing. No one's asked me about the cost of prescription drugs. No one.
So, Kirk was a college dropout. Of course he's going to attack. He couldn't make it. He was a dumb fuck. Kirk was a dumb fuck. Right? He was dumb. He wasn't fucking smart. He couldn't get to school. He's just dumb. So he didn't like school because he couldn't even get through community college. The guy was dumb. Should I go to the grocery store? Usually Saturday things are a little faster. All right, you're hungry, right, Mama? Let me go to the grocery store. I'll come back. I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I think I cleaned the dishes, Mama. Turn the light off. All right, I'm going to go get your thing. How was your golf today?
Bad.
What happened? What happened? Yeah? Did you lose any balls? How many balls did you lose?
2.
Oh my God, were they my balls that I bought you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. They love just growing your own fruit. What else we got here? You know, blue collar, you're right. Or look at the black people. You know, there are more unemployed black people with a college education than there are uneducated whites. Right? Don't confuse education for intelligence. Actually, yeah, you can. Because without education, right, you live in, you don't know, like, you don't know things, right? You think dumb shit without an education. You don't know how to think rationally. You don't know how to do research. Right? What else? Christina. Now, Charlie was a Nazi. Christina, Charlie was a Nazi, right? Period. He was a real Nazi. He believed in, he wanted Biden to face the death penalty. That's Nazi, dude. He thought Biden should be given the death penalty for crimes against America. He was the real deal. Doesn't get any more Nazi than fucking Kirk, dude. On that. Oh, let's see here. What else can we listen to? God damn it, die. Got it. Look at that. Got that mosquito.
You did like a blank slate user thing on X. What happened then? Like, how did that, what was the dynamic of that for you?
When I did that, this was right around the 2024 election, and my personal experience and the experience I was having, you know, doing research and reporting, was that the site was getting worse, right? I was starting to see like straight up neo-Nazi content in my feeds without showing any affinity for that myself, right?
I'm always like, when your For You page shows you that, you're like, what have I done to make you think that that's for me?
And that's the thing, right? That's the sort of, quote unquote, an invisible algorithmic hand that you're sort of saying, well, okay, is this Elon Musk? Is this whatever? So what I did is I created a new account, got a different browser, whatever, so it didn't know who I was, created a different account. And I can't remember exactly precisely the things that I said I was interested in, but I think it was like technology and sports, right? Like very, very blank.
Sure.
Just like, this is like, I'm a person. I have some interests.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you what. I didn't follow anyone. First thing I see when I open up the new, For You feed, because I'm not following anyone. 8 Elon Musk ones, tweets.
Well, that's that's a welcome from the.
Of course, from the concierge.
It's like when you move into a neighborhood and somebody brings over the big basket of fruit. That's you've joined a community, and
yeah. I'm trying to see what else. I got it here. Okay. Musk post was the first thing. A post from Donald Trump. A tweet from an account called MJ Truth Ultra, which offered a warning from a supposed FBI whistleblower that said, vote, arm yourself, stock up 3 to 4 months supply of food and water, and pray. After that was a post from a magazine.
Wait, whoa.
Nazi.
Nothing tripped this up. You're in a clean... Does it think, because... Is there something suspicious maybe about not having any data history that makes it think like, oh, this is an experiment or a Russian bot? Like, was there something to the fact that you were a clean slate that seems suspicious?
I mean, if that is the case, I don't know why you'd be serving a supposed Russian bot with, like, vote and arm yourself and stock up. Like,
wouldn't a Russian bot enjoy,
I guess maybe
destroying the fabric of the United States?
The answer to that is that I can't be sure. But I also, again, these things are not that savvy.
You did like a blank slate user thing on X. What happened then? Like, how did that? What was the dynamic of that for you?
When I did that,
you have to understand, when I say MAGA are Nazis, what I'm saying is MAGA are fascists. The thing is, the retort when I say you're a fascist is, they're always like, define a fascist, right? They always do that, define a fascist. Fascist is a whole litany of stuff, from a strongman to hyper-national to hyper-conservative to attacking their opponents, putting soldiers in cities. Like, everything you see MAGA is doing is fascist. It's fascism 101. And attacking comedians, taking comedians off the air, buying networks. Larry Page is buying networks. They're installing inspectors over these networks that are loyal to the boss, having a boss, flying your face on a building, right? That's what they're doing. Trump is getting his face. How many buildings had Biden's face on it? How many buildings in America did Biden have his face on? Like a big banner. Let's hang a banner from the top of a roof. How many? 0. Right? They're hanging banners now. It's the dear leader. They're coming in. I mean, when you're dealing with a fascist is when the White House looks like, some Roman emperor, bullshit place. Everything has got gold leaf on it. It's insane. Right? It's insane. Look, Alex. What are you talking about? The Japanese who actually started fighting in 1931, 1932 in China? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Japan was fucking fascist. Japan were fucking Nazis, but they're not anymore. They learned. They're like, no, we're not gonna be fucking Nazis. I don't have to worry about, Gestapo searching for. Imagine visiting a country and worrying about, because you're white, a minority country, that you're going to be detained, held at the airport, strip search, have your phone gone into, right? Investigated. Why are you here? Where are you? And then just deported. That's what's happening to people. What does it matter whether I live in America? This is the voice of America coming from Japan. Look how busy the road is. Look how busy the road is. Look how busy it is. Busy, busy, busy. So busy, the road. This is the new voice of America. Trump is a Nazi. MAGA are Nazis. They're doing what Hitler did. Hitler took away public airways. They attacked NPR. They attacked the funding. They're just attacking, right? They're talking about taking away any speech. They're talking about having people criticize Trump is illegal. Criticizing Trump is going to be a crime. Is that what you are? That's how dumb you are. You think Hitler was fucking left wing. Wrathful, you're so fucking dumb. Let's hear you go. Here, we got a dumb fuck in here that thinks Hitler was left wing. Just because they picked the name of the party, right? They picked the name. All right. Can you provide definitive? Is that the right word? Support that Hitler was right wing. I want you to provide fact support. I want you to back it up with sources, with data, right? Do a deep think that Hitler was either right or left wing. Which was he?
Hitler was right wing. The Nazi Party was fascist, nationalist, authoritarian, classic right-wing traits. Data from historians like Roger Griffin: fascism emphasizes ultranationalism, racial hierarchy, militarism. Hitler's Mein Kampf and Nazi policies targeted leftists, communists, Jews. His first political prisoners were socialists. Britannica and Holocaust Encyclopedia label Nazis as far right. They crushed unions, centralized power, promoted corporate state ties. Left wing? They're egalitarian, anti-fascist. No, Hitler hated them. Post-WTA political science puts fascism on the right.
Yeah, what do you say to to the right wing people who try to say that Hitler was left wing because of the name of the Democratic Socialist Party or whatever? And they're like, oh, look at the name of the party. He definitely was. He was a socialist. He was left wing, not right.
It's a myth the Nazis pushed socialism because of the word in their name. Hitler added socialist to lure working class voters away from communists, but he never followed through. Real socialism's about collective ownership, but Nazis privatized industries, crushed unions, and targeted actual socialists, arresting them in concentration camps right after 1933. Their economics were corporatist, backing big business under state control, not equality. Historians like Ian Kershaw say it was propaganda, not policy. And nationalist plus racism screams right wing, not left.
All right. So okay. What else? What is other stuff? Like, examine the similarities of Trump in 1933, right, and 2025. Examine. I mean, think about things like the Charlie Kirk killing as a false flag, as an attempt at the Reichstag fire. Now that Stephen Miller and other groups are calling to outlaw the Democratic Party, he wants to label them as radical terrorists. They're trying to label Antifa as an organization. They're so fucking dumb. They think Antifa is an organization, like there's a leader of Antifa, and they're being marshaled and everything else.
Look, the parallels between Trump in 2025 and Hitler in 1933 are, but let's not overcook it. Both rode in on economic unrest and promises to make great again. Trump with MAGA, Hitler with Versailles gripes. Trump's pardoning rioters and sidelining institutions echoes Hitler's early decrees after the Reichstag fire, which he blamed on communists to justify emergency powers. Now, on the Charlie Hebdo angle, no, that's
Charlie
not like
Kirk. Charlie Kirk, not Hecto. Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
The parallels between Trump in 2025 and Hitler in 33 both seized power amid chaos. Hitler's Reichstag fire let him declare emergency rule, crush opponents, blame leftists. Trump's camp's pushing similar, label Democrats as radicals, deport citizens, maybe even outlaw parties. Stephen Miller's calling for labeling Dems terrorists. It's like suspending civil liberties. And Antifa? They're decentralized, not an organization with leaders, but the right paints them that way to justify crackdowns.
Talk about like all of the mass murderers in schools are like 70-80% are all far right nationalists who have been radicalized through gaming, online, this pipeline, right?
Data shows school shooters are increasingly tied to far-right nationalism, often radicalized online through gaming pipelines. Reports from ProPublica detail how Madison and Nashville shooters cross paths in extremist game communities, glorifying attacks. Wisconsin Watch and NYU Stern highlight 15% of young gamers face violent threats or extremist narratives. The pipeline starts with games like Call of Duty, moves to Discord servers, then 4chan or Telegram, where accelerationist ideas thrive. FBI warns gaming's a hotbed for recruitment. Far-right groups exploit it to spread hate. Stats: 67% of extremist plots from 2015 to 2020 were right-wing, per CSIS. It's not 70-80% exactly, but the trend's clear. Online radicalization via gaming is fueling this.
All right.
Hey, what's up?
All right. Welcome to the show. Move to Japan. How's everyone doing? Look at this dumb fuck then. Dryad. What's that? I want to read some of Dryad's shit, dude. I love these wannabe intellectual dipshits. Right? Channel activity. He also said women exist. Maybe not, Dryad. Maybe you're a good guy. He also said women exist, right? Can you articulate what Marxism is, though, Matt? What's Matt? Hold on. Where's Matt? Ask the same question of Biden? Sure. Can you tell me how Biden is similar to Hitler in 1933?
The comparison between Biden and Hitler in 1933 is mostly noise from right-wing critics, not grounded in facts. Biden's pushing democratic policies, alliances like NATO, while Hitler dismantled democracy post-Reichstag fire, targeted minorities, crushed unions. Some say Biden's speech against MAGA extremism mirrors Hitler's consolidation, but that's a stretch. Hitler built a totalitarian state. Biden's fighting for checks and balances. Web stuff shows conservatives comparing Biden's COVID mandates or gun control to Nazi control, but historians like those in Salon or Newsweek call it hyperbolic. No real parallels in ideology or actions.
Yeah.
So the Biden-Hitler thing, it's all rhetoric.
It's all rhetoric. Why don't you focus on He's taking away the Constitution. Sorry, I was muted. We're here. Sorry about that. Who gives a shit about the night of the long lies? The whole point is Nazi is synonymous to fascist. Since fascist is too big a word for you, you all know what Nazis are because you like the show, right? Brad Pitt, you Nazis. Right? I hate Nazis. Inglorious bastards, right? You be them Nazis. 1933 Nazis. You're not the Nazis that you're 1933. You know, you're locking up Jews. You're locking up, right? That's what Hitler was doing. You're locking up undocumented. Yeah, these things there. I'm glad it came early. love Japanese. Oh, that okonomiyaki. I like okonomiyaki. Look at that squid. Look at that barbecue squid. Wow. Goddamn, light steak. How you guys doing? So, pizzas. All right. The Nazis. We're anti-Ma. This is the anti-Ma channel. Anti-Ma. We're anti-MAGA. Anti-MAGA. Coffee. Coffee. Where's coffee around here? I don't drink coffee. Barbecue sauce. Let's see here. There's coffee here. So look at coffee here. There's a bag of coffee. Look at it, it's pretty expensive. Look at that. Nescafe. This little 100 grams of coffee is about $5. Coffee's expensive. This is cheap. Need some chips. All right. Some chips. My son likes the shit here. I love drumming. Let's do this here. Gift baskets. That's busy. All right. Usually I come later. It's not as busy. Yeah, I have another friend who does coffee in Japan. He does his own coffee, and he puts it into the grocery stores. Why am I going to jail? Why are you worried about it? You get a box. Is some sort of organ meat. I'm not sure what organ meat that is. I'm gonna make calamari. Barbecued calamari is gonna be good. Shit was half price. I love squid. I don't know about you. Here's little steak, little steak cutlets. $8. Beautifully marbled. $8 little steak. Big old slab of steak. Japanese katamari. So this means it's Japanese beef. None of those hormones bullshit. Fed on beer. This is okonomiyaki. God, I'm good. I'm so good. Look how well I picked the box. There we go. We've been lots of rain. It's been great. Look, I got two black guys sitting in my car. Look, two NBA players sitting in my car. You see that? What are they doing? What are they doing in my car? All right, welcome. Go home, feed my wife. What's up, South Val? What's up, James? Yeah, we don't. It's 5:20. Yeah, we don't. On this channel, you don't have to come in here, dude. If you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to come in here. Look at this dude here. Look at this bike here. What the fuck is this guy doing? Look at that guy. What the fuck is he doing? It was like I couldn't make the turn. He looked at me. He like looked. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get out? With it, he's gonna park right there or something. Oh shit, I should have put the fucking cart away, dude. God damn, I'm an American. You're right. I got distracted with the guy on the bike. He'll figure it out. You're right, dude. I fucked up. I should have put the fucking cart away. Is that the best troll you can do? XRP? I fucked up. So you see the difference between me and a MAGA? I fucked up. You're right. I should have put the card away. Anyway, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Right around the 2024 election, and my personal experience and the experience I was having, you know, doing research and reporting, was that the site was getting worse. Right, I was starting to see like straight up neo-Nazi content
on
in my feeds without showing any affinity for that myself.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm always like, when your For You page shows you that, you're like, what have I done to make you think that?
It's not what you've done. Okay, this is where people are fucking dumb. Elon Musk is running AI sentient algorithms, right? The AI algorithm basically works like this. It learns about you, it knows your buttons, and it tries to push your buttons to move you in a certain way. That's how it is. And it's easy. You're not, I mean, look at these dumb fuck MAGA. Look how dumb fuck these MAGA are. They're easily to manipulate. They're easy to manipulate to fucking go to an extreme and not think that maybe shooting someone is not, assassinating someone is not an American way. You know? In America, we believe in free speech. It's our, First Amendment, right? Free speech. Charlie Kirk understood that. He even took it as far as hate speech. I don't agree that hate speech should be, that motivates someone to take a hammer and whack someone upside the head. I don't think that depending on who you are, if you've got a massive following, I don't think that should be legal. Personally, I don't think hate speech, calling someone a 1933 Nazi. What I'm doing is pointing out that what MAGA is are the same as the Nazis in 1933. The whole point of using the 1933 Nazi, meme is to like make you wake up and realize that maybe you may turn into one, a 1939 Nazi. Because that's the fuck, America's, it's gonna get a lot worse. I've been saying this over and over and over. All right, Sal. I'm there. Why am I a joke, Rod? What, you don't like to face the fact that you're a Nazi, Rod? Is that it? So let me describe what's going on in 1933 Nazi Germany. They were going after minority groups. They were putting them in concentration camps. They weren't killing them yet. Same thing MAGA's doing, right? Taking away due process. They had a double court system. They had ICE doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And then they've got, the illusion that we still have a court system. The illusion that this shit still matters. All right, I'm waiting for your pushback, Rod. 1933 Nazi Germany. They had something called the Gestapo in brown shirts. That's what ICE is. ICE is the Gestapo brown shirts. Running around with masks. Who wears masks? Good guys or bad guys? All right, who wears masks? Bad guys. Bad guys, Rod. Bad guys wear masks. Right? See? You're just a dumb fuck, Rod. You're a dumb fuck. You're a Nazi dumb fuck. And you can fuck off from my channel. Next. Look, he thought that was funny. He thought it was funny. Tired. I'm going. Let's hear this guy's finish.
For me.
And that's the thing, right? That's the sort.
You said you don't know the number.
The
80-year-old U.S. citizen says he wasn't trying to intervene, simply get answers. That's when armed masked men turned their attention towards him, leaving him badly injured.
You can see my arm. They threw me from his arm in black.
Ruffy.
I think the only thing that moves the needle here on increasingly events is some sort of national economic strike. There's the meaningful and there's the profound. The meaningful would be to, or the trivial, I should say, cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of screenshots of people who've canceled their Disney Plus subscription. What I'm beginning to think about personally, because I don't want to wait till 26, I have business relationships and capital with and in Silicon Valley Bank, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Northern Trust, Goldman Sachs. I'm contemplating transferring all of my assets to Lloyd's or HSBC. I'm trying to figure out if there's someone we could call on who's a real leader who could rally the top 3 1/3% responsible for 25% of the spending to, in say, December, not buy Christmas presents, maybe stay at home, not go to St. Bart's, maybe try and reduce their spending by 10-20%, which quite frankly really doesn't impact the top 3% income earning households. That is literally pure consumption. And trying to take the economy, if you took the economy's growth down for 1 month by 1%.
In protest, that's what you're saying.
Say, look, I'm not going to fund a move towards an autocracy.
Black Friday week. Boycott U.S. corporations. November 23rd through December 1st.
I see.
Exactly. God, I'm a fucking genius.
Increasingly events is some sort of national economic strike. There's the meaningful and there's the profound.
National economic strike.
Or the trivial, I should say. Cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of screenshots of people who've canceled their Disney Plus subscription. What I'm beginning to think about personally, because I don't want to wait till 26, I have business relationships and capital with and in Silicon Valley Bank, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Northern Trust, Goldman Sachs. I'm contemplating transferring all of my assets to Lloyd's or HSBC. I'm trying to figure out if there's someone we could call on who's a real leader who could rally the top 3 1/3% responsible for 25% of the spending to, in say, December, not buy Christmas presents, maybe stay at home, not go to St. Bart's, maybe try and reduce their spending by 10-20%, which quite frankly really doesn't impact the top 3% income earning households. That is literally pure consumption. And trying to take the economy, if you took the economy's growth down for 1 month by 1%.
In protest, that's what you're saying.
Say, look, I think the only thing that moves the needle here on increasingly events is some sort of national economic strike. I think the only thing that moves the needle here on increasingly events is some sort of national economic strike. There's the meaningful and there's the profound. The meaningful would be to, or the trivial, I should say, cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of screenshots of people who've canceled their Disney Plus subscription. What I'm beginning to think about, I think the only thing that moves the needle, leader canceled their Disney Plus increasingly events is some sort of national economic strike. There's the meaningful and there's the profound. The meaningful would be to, or the trivial, I should say, cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of screenshots of people who've canceled their Disney Plus subscription.
Only local businesses, ethnic business. I'm going to retake this.
I have
repost this video. Remix, repost.
With and in.
So I'm reposting this. Black Friday, make it black.
There's the meaningful and there's
Black
the
Friday, make it black.
Trivial, I should say. Cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of screenshots of people who've canceled their Disney Plus subscription. What I'm beginning to
Black Friday, make it black.
I have business relationships and capital with and in Silicon Valley Bank, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Northern Trust, Goldman Sachs. I'm contemplating transferring all of my assets to Lloyd's or HSBC. I'm trying to figure out if there's someone we could call on who's a real leader who could rally the top 3 1/3% responsible for 25% of the spending to, say, December, not buy Christmas presents, maybe stay at home, not go to St. Bart's, maybe try and reduce their spending by 10-20%, which quite frankly really doesn't impact the top 3% income earning households. That is literally pure consumption. And trying to take the economy, if you took the economy's growth down for 1 month by 1%.
In protest, that's what you're.
Like, there's the. Meaningful. There's the profound. The meaningful would be to or the trivial, I should say. Cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of screenshots of people who've canceled their Disney Plus subscription. I'm beginning to think about personally, because I don't want to wait till 26. I have business relationships and capital with and in Silicon Valley Bank. JP Morgan, Bank of America, Northern Trust, Goldman Sachs. I'm contemplating transferring all of my assets to Lloyd's or HSBC. I'm trying to figure out if there's someone we could call on who's a real leader who could.
All right, I just put a video on I'm sharing it. Private, public. Let's see.
This is the moment Kid disrespected King's Guard and instantly learned the lesson of his life.
Stop being so goddamn rude. Yeah, you f*** off. I can't know, that's my phone. You can't fucking well, piss off. Piss off. You know, piss off. Who the f*** are you touching? Why are you touching me? I didn't do it. I've got it on camera. He was being really rude to her.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd. We've been watching the news. We know it's getting worse down there, and we want to help. We need people here. Skilled workers, healthcare workers. Our government's targets are 400,000 new permanent residents this year.
I think the only thing that moves the needle here on increasing events is some.
This is Japan's ancient house building technique that allows homes to last for hundreds of years. It's called shashimono, where two wooden pieces are joined without using any nails or glue. Instead, special grooves are carved so the wood interlocks perfectly with each other. The work is done with extreme precision. The fascinating part is that over time, these wooden joints become even stronger year after year. This is Japan's ancient house building technique that allows homes to last for hundreds of years. It's called shashimono.
This girl's father had a stroke and couldn't move his arm, but her students built a strap to help him.
Top Republicans also are not defending everything Trump is doing as it's all cast in the open this week. A Republican senator warning the censorship effort should make everyone careful about any lines we cross in diminishing free speech, while none other than Ted Cruz rebuking Trump's efforts to try to control or decide your free speech.
I think it is unbelievably dangerous for government to put itself in the position of saying, we're going to decide what speech we like and what we don't if the government gets in the business of saying, we don't like what you, the media, have said. We're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
That's Ted Cruz's concern. He's a longtime lawyer turned politician. He's extremely conservative in his politics, and you saw he put a little political point at the end. He said that would be bad for conservatives. Of course, it would be bad for liberals. Extremely conservative in his politics. Top Republicans also are not defending everything Trump is doing as it's all cast in the open this week. A Republican senator warning the censorship effort should make everyone careful about any lines we cross in diminishing free speech, while none other than Ted Cruz rebuking Trump's efforts to try to control or decide your free speech.
I think it is unbelievably dangerous for government to put itself in the position of saying, we're going to decide what speech we like and what we don't if the government gets in the business of saying, we don't like what you, the media, have said. We're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
That's Ted Cruz's concern. He's a longtime lawyer turned politician. He's extremely conservative in his politics, and you saw he put a little political point at the end. He said that would be bad for conservatives. Of course, it would be bad for liberals and libertarians and people with other varied views. Because since the founding of this country, it is bad for the government to try to control public speech, free press. And if they get away with it and do it enough, we don't have a democracy anymore. Top Republicans also are not defending everything Trump is doing as it's all cast in the open this week. A Republican senator warning the censorship effort should make everyone careful about any lines we cross in diminishing speech, while none other than Ted Cruz rebuking Trump's efforts to try to control or decide your free speech.
I think it is unbelievably dangerous for government to put itself in the position of saying, we're going to decide what speech we like and what we don't if the government gets in the business of saying, we don't like what you, the media, have said. We're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
That's Ted Cruz's concern. He's a longtime lawyer turned politician. He's extremely conservative in his politics, and you saw he put a little political point at the end. He said that would be bad for conservatives. Of course, it would be bad for liberals and libertarians and people with other varied views. Because since the founding of this country, it is bad for the government to try to control public speech, free press. And if they get away with it and do it enough, we don't have a democracy anymore. Top Republicans also are not defending everything Trump is doing, as it's all cast in the open this week. A Republican senator warning the censorship effort should make everyone careful about any lines we cross in diminishing free speech, while none other than Ted Cruz rebuking Trump's efforts to try to control or decide your free speech. ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel after government pressure from the FCC, but the move now has ABC and its parent company Disney in crisis. So first, let me tell you tonight we have new reporting and some special guests on the internal decision-making there, a company that has caved but may yet change gears again. Meanwhile, this Kimmel suspension has galvanized this national debate about Trump's effort to censor and silence critics and the press. And up top, I can tell you there is broad evidence of a broad plot here. Donald Trump's attacks, threats, and lawsuits against a whole range of outlets, speakers, and critics. And right now tonight, he ends this week with a fresh loss. There's that new unusual lawsuit he filed against the New York Times, basically like Kimmel, in effect, because he didn't appreciate or agree with their coverage of him, their criticism. Well, today a federal judge tossed that entire claimed $15 billion suit, noting it's decidedly improper and impermissible in its claims against the newspaper's First Amendment protected reporting. Now, Trump is lost. The suit is tossed. He can still respond to court. He can try to refile something that would, unlike this case, clear the very low hurdle of what is just a permissible suit. The case is technically separate from ABC, but clearly is the same playbook. And the Times fighting and winning quickly hangs over all of this tonight. Because it's the same playbook. The top Republicans also are not defending everything Trump is doing, as it's all cast in the open this week. A Republican senator warning the censorship effort should make everyone careful about any lines we cross in diminishing free speech. Democrats are united against it, speaking out, looking at ways they can deal with this, and they view it as a five-alarm fire and watershed fight. So that's just some of the initial reaction. There is also the law here, and we will continue to remind you of the law, exercising our free speech reporting and factual efforts within a whole national debate about what is factual and what is the law, because it's a likely violation of the First Amendment to pressure private companies to silence their views. The First Amendment prohibits the government from abridging free speech and free exercise of the press rights. And so that's from the beginning. Of all the things that have changed, that is supposed to help steady. And the Supreme Court has held that for a very long time. Just last year, it reaffirmed a core holding that government officials cannot coerce private parties in order to punish or suppress views the government disfavors, which is literally the censorship agenda that Trump and his FCC chief Carr have been pursuing. So the thing they're doing is currently illegal, unlawful, unconstitutional. Now, there's no split here on this issue in the court, which also makes this a stronger precedent, different from, for example, cases you followed where it's 5-4, and then maybe the court changes, and a couple years later it's 4-5, right? It changes. Well, let me show you. All 9 justices are for that rule. You know, when we show you breaking coverage and we have the justices against and dissent, you'll notice that's blank. That's accurate, because all 9 said the government cannot coerce businesses or media outlets, etc. You can't coerce them to suppress or change views. That's obviously against free speech in the First Amendment. The same case held, the First Amendment prohibits the government from relying on the threat of invoking.
Where's your chopsticks? Huh? Where's your chopsticks? Is it Ika? Where's our other son? No, other son. Upstairs? Tommy, hungry? Okay, wala ka sweet ah. Huh? Danny?
Dada, what happened to your
What?
hair?
What do you mean, my hair? Did I cut it bad?
Cut it really bad.
No.
Give it to me to be your
It's in the car.
shaver.
君に会えてよかった。さっきのことだけど、本当に申し訳なかった。許してあげる。ならよかった。
You know this story? Have you ever seen this movie? Dada? Uh-oh.
ちょっとやめなさい。
どうです？あの少年が答えですよ。
違うディアバル。
そうです。真実の愛のキスで呪いは解けるんでしょう。
真実の愛。あなたまだ分かっていないの？そんなものは存在しないから呪いをかけた。
あなたがそう思っているだけでしょう。オーロラはどうです？あの男にかけるしかないんですよ。それがオーロラの運命なんだ。どうぞ。好きなものに変えてください。鳥でも虫でも僕はもう気にしません。
電気消して。
嬉しい。明日ここで
出ない？
なんで明日ここ出るのよ。オーロラは16歳の誕生日でしょ。オーロラを知らない。誕生日の次の日。
It's 6 yet.
王様は誕生日。
It's 6.
いいえ、誕生日の次の日って言ったわ。誕生日、次の日、誕生日、次の日、誕生日、次の日、次の日、やめてよ。
Now 6-5.
What time? 7:30 you said?
Yeah, but
What?
6-5.
What? Now?
6-5.
7:05.
聞いたことない。
You want more fish or anything, Mama? Right? I've got him, I have fish, but where are we going? Let's let that.
You're going to leave the 8:30.
For what?
For my kids. So you want to come? Are you tired already?
Exhausted. I gotta take a shower. What time I pick up? 7?
7-5. Are you Alzheimer?
No, Marisa, the other woman. Oh, you guys, I learned something. You know the patches you put on your back for pain? You know those patches? That's why she can't go to sun anymore. If that patch gets exposed to light, and then you put it on your back, it changes the chemical. Very dangerous.
I haven't. The patch.
You don't want to use the patch, Tommy, ever.
You didn't know that?
You do that?
Yeah, that's why I haven't patch.
You know that, Tommy? Tell them in Japanese.
Dada.
Tell them in Japanese. Explain them in Japanese.
Better than me.
In Japanese. Explain in Japanese.
Mama, no.
None.
何これ? Dada, why did you do that?
My baby.
マレフィセントと眠れる森の道って同じ世界線の話なんか。何これ。
Okay, now. You're gonna go get him now.
Where is he?
That's huge. That's what makes an AI code into usable and useful. So I've been testing this thing for weeks. I figured out exactly how to make it perform at its best, and I'm going to show you everything. But first, let me tell you why the $3 plan is the sweet spot. Most people can afford $3, and you get tons of value out of it way more value than you'd expect. The $15 plan exists too, but honestly, start with the $3 plan. See how much you can squeeze out of it. You'll be surprised. Now, here's something most people don't know. Zai used to only work with Claude Code. That was it. But they've recently expanded now.
What's up, guys? How's your rice coming out? The rice coming out good. There's no rice for Mikey.
So we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. That's a line you might expect to see maybe in The Godfather or Goodfellas, or hear from some mob boss, or maybe from this.
You want to do it the easy way or the hard way?
You would not expect to hear a line like that from the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, but this is what Brendan Carr had to say about Jimmy Kimmel, the comedian, the late night comedian.
But frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct and take action.
Find ways to change conduct.
Or, you know, there's going to be
that's taken away.
Again, there's actions that we can take on licensed broadcasters.
That's taken away free speech, right? All right, let's start a new show. I'll be back, right? and we'll wax some MAGA. I'll be back. What format? What format? I was taking a bath. Sorry, Crystal. Sorry, I was taking a shower. I was up in the mountains. I was sneaky. So I just left it going. I probably should have ended it and said I'll be back later.